Okay, I want to do a video here on how Xbox One X is turning things around for the Xbox. This is something I've harped on for years, which is basically, if you'll excuse me for a moment, basically how having the most powerful console as Xbox One X now is just creates this tremendous halo effect. It really does. Which is why the Xbox 360 did so well, and why the Xbox One X, and why the PS4 is doing so well. But now, the most powerful console is the Xbox One X. And we have so many positive stories about it already, and even on a place that absolutely despises. Where the hell did that pop-up come from? Absolutely despises, absolutely despises the Xbox, which is NeoGAF. Look at these different positive headlines that are all of a sudden coming out. How Rise of the Tomb Raider on Xbox One X improves over PS4 Pro. It's all about, hey, you get real 4K, not the fake 4K on PS4 Pro, and this and that. You get all these improvements. Windows Central, Xbox One X Amazon pre-orders surpassed PS4 Pro year-to-date for 2017. Aw, poor Review Tech USA. Cry some more, you little fat sucker. All his videos are just bashing on the Xbox One X because he's a big Sony fanboy. And just, Xbox One X isn't worth buying. His last one that I saw was about Microsoft isn't giving me a reason to buy Xbox One X. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, he is a little bit unbiased, and I saw recently he made a video just bashing Sony. And that was amazing, because you almost never see that. And you almost never see any major gaming YouTuber ever take on Sony in a video on YouTube. Because they know the hordes of Sony fanboys, which outnumber Xbox fanboys 100 to 1, will crush them in dislikes and stuff. But I saw that Review Tech had actually made a video calling Sony greedy the other day, so that's amazing. But he's still, at the end of the day, a Sony fanboy. And he's still making multiple videos already, just, stupid shit bashing the Xbox One X. Like, this game here came out that it's not going to be true 4K, and Xbox One X said all its games are true 4K. Fucking nonsense. Missing the point that it doesn't matter if all its games are true 4K. What matters is it's better than PS4 Pro in every single way. A game that's 1800p on Xbox One X is going to be 1080p on PS4 Pro. That's what matters. It matters the competition. But look at all the positivity. There's a story on gaming. Like I said, there was a Windows Central story that it's kind of stupid, but if you look at the Amazon pre-orders for the Amazon sales for all 2017, the Xbox One X is already outsold just in its pre-orders. Now, it had a limited number of pre-orders and they sold out on Amazon, but just in its pre-orders it outsold PS4 Pro already. It has a higher ranking in the top 100. The Xbox One X was ranked number 66 for 2017 so far. The whole year-to-date Amazon sales. And the PS4 Pro was ranked like number 90, I think it was, something like that. So, ergo, in theory, the Xbox One X is just on its pre-orders, just for like 3 days, has sold more than PS4 Pro in the whole year of 2017. And goes directly to all these idiots on NeoGAF, these Sony fanboys that keep trying to push this line of, Xbox One X isn't going to matter because we already know PS4 Pro didn't sell very good, so Xbox One X is not going to save the Xbox. Xbox One X is going to be very, very limited, and almost nobody's going to buy it. And they hate Xbox, so they got to downplay everything related to Xbox. So of course they're going to downplay Xbox. Well, it's already not true. It's already outsold the PS4 Pro for the year in a day. There's been all kinds of... Now, I don't think personally that the Xbox One X is doing just amazing. And why do I say that? Because I've seen some reports that Microsoft said that they sold through their inventory of pre-orders in a day, and they expected it to take a week. Yet another big positive. But I have to admit that seems a little false to me because most of the pre-orders are gone. But I saw that Target.com still has pre-orders, assuming they're legit and they're not going to cancel it or something. And GameStop or GameSpot, is it? GameStop.com. I always get the store and the website messed up. I think it's GameStop.com. Also still had pre-orders last I looked. But Amazon was sold out. Walmart was sold out. Who else? Several of the big ones were sold out. Well, Best Buy was sold out. Yeah, Pachter says there's only 5 retailers that matter for video games in the United States, and they're Best Buy, Walmart, Target, GameStop. Why do I keep screwing that up? And who the heck's the other? Amazon. Anyway, so yeah. So there was the story that, Microsoft said that they expected Xbox One X inventory to last a week, and it sold out in a day. There's all kinds of positive stories. This is what happens when you have the most powerful console. This is what I try to tell. This is what I harp on day after day. The most powerful console, it sets the agenda. This is what you had for the past 4 years, from 2013 to 2017, leading the way for the PS4 to lead the market. What did you have? You had all these articles about PS4 version of game X, Y, or Z runs 1080p. Xbox One version runs 900p. It was like a mini scandal every time that happened. And to a certain extent, people got used to it. It was especially bad in the first couple years. Especially bad the first year. People did eventually kind of get used to it, and it was just accepted. Oh, if a AAA game's 1080p on PS4, it'll probably be, in a lot of cases, 900p on Xbox One. So it's the shock factor somewhat wore off, but you still had constant articles, posts about... I saw a post early on Xbox One X. I think it was the Master Chief Collection or something, and how... I forgot. I thought the Master Chief Collection was all 1080p. Something like it wasn't all 1080p 60 or something. And some little pro Sony NeoGAF special troll, call him a NeoGAF special, came on there and was like, they can't even do this Halo 1 at 1080p 60. Xbox One is the worst console ever. That was one of the comments in the early years that really stuck out to me. But that's the kind of comments you get when your hardware's kind of weak. That's what Microsoft, as much as I hate the NeoGAF attitude and the bias and all, they kind of brought that on themselves. I mean, to an extent. That's what you're going to get. These idiot executives think, oh, power doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. No, that's bull. It does matter because it sets the tone. It sets everything, Like I said, that little comment on NeoGAF, just some little troll comment just stuck with me that, my goodness, the Xbox One can't even run a 4-year-old, it was a 5-year-old Halo game at 1080 60. Xbox One is the worst console ever. I remember him saying that. That's how people look at weak consoles, They just excoriate them and just scorch them, You can't be weak. You have to have powerful hardware. That's why Xbox 360 did so well. Whatever you think of it, the Xbox 360 was powerful. It could go toe-to-toe all day long with PS3. The PS3 guys will sit there and say, oh, our exclusives looks better. To an extent, they were right, although I put Halo 4 up with any PS3 exclusive. But Halo 4 also didn't come out until very late in the 360's life. To some extent, the 360 was definitely, in my opinion, just slightly more powerful than the PS3. But the way you could tell was pretty much every multi-platform ran better on 360. I mean, 95+%. People don't like to talk about it because they don't ever want to talk about good news for the Xbox. And the Review Tech USA's of the world cover it up, and they're not going to do countless videos on it like they normally would. But the Xbox 360 almost always had the better version of multi-platforms. Always over PS3. And, some people, the PS3 guys that try to point, oh, look at Uncharted, no game on Xbox 360. Yeah, it does. Halo 4 did. And I admit it took Microsoft first party a while to really push the graphics the way Sony's did, but still, they did, And the point is, whether they pushed it or not, it had a little, it was very close to a tie between the PS3 and 360, but I'm going to say objectively the 360 was a little more powerful. So you had powerful hardware there, and look how well the 360 did. It tied the PS3 from coming off a generation where the PS2 completely dominated. So yeah, so I just wanted to point out just power sets the tone, and look at all the positive. You get these articles like this, just a little thing. Rise of the two-man Xbox One X improves over P. That's just a little. This is on a forum that hates Xbox, mind you. You're gonna see this type of thread over and over on core gaming forums that set the mood and set the tone. You're back on top. You've got the power now. It's so important. So sorry, Review Tech. You look at this thread. He made a thread about the world's most powerful console. And if you click on it, he's talking about name little video game catchphrases that stuck in your head, like Sega does what Nintendo don't. And he was saying, I got to admit, the Xbox One X slogan just keeps sticking in my head. What other slogans do that for you, and so on and so forth. But there it is, the world's most powerful console. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just showing that all these powerful, all these sales, positive sales. Another one for those getting Xbox One X. What games are you excited to play on it? All these people trying to act like, oh, Xbox is dead. The frickin' black Sony fanboys like Black Bond and The Gamer and whatever else, even Brooklyn Skill Tree or whatever his name is now. I don't know why he ever changed his name and kind of lost the hype on his channel. I mean, I used to kind of like that guy. But yeah, so my point in this video is just, you see it already happening. Sorry, Review Tech USA, you've already got huge sales for Xbox One X in a way. They're not NES Mini Classic sales. They're not selling out in 2 seconds. Pretty much only Nintendo hardware seems to be able to do that. PlayStations and Xboxes don't generally do that. But you see, you're seeing just tremendous popularity of the Xbox One X. So sorry, VTech USA. You're already seeing the worst nightmare of you Sony fanboys coming true. That power is setting the tone. That power is setting the marketing. That power is on the bleeding edge and winning over the bleeding edge core guys. And I'm so happy about it. We Xboxers finally got something to cheer. And I'll tell you what, this is probably a topic for another video, and I'm sure I will make it. But okay, the Sony fanboys, I've already detailed what their strategies are to deal with Xbox One X. They've got certain very noticeable talking points. They'll start falling back on, well, the Xbox One X doesn't have any games. Utter nonsense. It has games, it has exclusives. I was looking over at my Xbox One the other day, and I got freaking Halo Master Chief Collection. I didn't even play through most of those games, and there's like, 4 or 5 games on there that are all long as hell. And you got multiplayer, you got this and that. I got, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which is, yeah, I got that. I mean, I got so much goodness, I got Halo 5, that was fun. So much Xbox goodness there, and so much content just in those games. Gears of War 4, I got that. Horde mode is still pretty hot, still got a strong, so much Gears just in those 4 games. You got so much right there. So this nonsense that somehow Xbox doesn't have games, when there was a year where Microsoft had Sunset Overdrive, they had a Forza, they had Halo 5, and they had like a 4th game all in one year, and Sony only had Drive Club. And you never saw these YouTubers on, oh, Sony's dead, oh, what's going on, why are there no Sony first party? Microsoft had 4 big releases to 1 for Sony one year. I think it was like 2015. 1 fall, 1 holiday season. You never saw this, but let Microsoft have a 6-month period where they don't have a lot of releases, and Sony has 2 or 3 big ones, and oh my gosh, the sky is falling, it's the end of the world. But yeah, so you'll get the certain, here's the talking points that Sony fanboys use to deal with the Xbox One X being so much more powerful. Oh, there's no games. Nonsense. Not to mention every single game looking better on the Xbox One X. Every single one of hundreds and hundreds of games. The third-party games looking better on Xbox One X overwhelms, even if the Sony did have an advantage exclusive, which they don't. I mean, this fall you got Forza on Xbox and you got GT Sport on PlayStation. That's it. I mean, you've got this cut content sold back to you. Uncharted DLC, Uncharted number 5 million, Uncharted SJW Legacy, whatever. You get to play as a woman again. Enjoy that, Sony fanboys. You're getting used to being women, aren't you? You've got Horizon SJW Dawn, and you got Uncharted SJW Legacy, and you got what's the other one where you play as a girl from Sony? Shoot, can't remember it right now. I know there's another one though. What am I missing? See, I can't even think of the 3 Sony exclusives. Not Horizon, not Uncharted. I don't know. There's another Sony exclusive that has you playing as a woman right now. So yeah, and another way they'll deal with it is, the Xbox One X will just be a niche a big one. That's the one I meant to get to, is how the one way the Sony fanboys deal with this is, they'll throw the focus on the PS5, which doesn't exist yet, but they'll try to act like, PS5 is just going to crush the Xbox One X anyway, so what's the big deal? That's their coping strategy or their talking points memo. But my thing is, look, if it's a game of leapfrog, Sony's in the wrong position, because what happens? Let's say they come out with PS. First of all, Xbox One X is so powerful, it's going to be hard to improve on anytime soon. That's a good point that people tend to not talk about. I know tech a little bit. I'm not an expert, but I can tell you that 6 teraflops and 12 gigabytes of GDDR5, you're not getting a lot better than that in a console anytime soon. You're not getting a lot better than that in 2018 or 2019. So at what point is it even worth coming out with PS5? If you came out with PS5 in 2018, that's 2018 and next fall, which obviously isn't happening, but if you did, you can't beat Xbox One X much. You're sure as hell not beating it much on the RAM. 12 gigabytes of GDDR5? 12 gigabytes? That's insane. PS5, if it comes out in the next 2 years, 3 years, it ain't doing a lot better than 12 gigabytes. If they cram as much as they can into it and pull a $4.99 price point, they might be able to pack in 16 gigabytes. That's only 33% more. That's not a generation gap. You're not going to get a generation gap anymore. And teraflops, the most powerful PC GPU is around 12 teraflops now, so 2x what Xbox One X has. Okay, a traditional console leap is 10x. Keep that in mind. 10x, that's what Xbox 360 did over Xbox, PS3 did over PS2, PS4 did over PS3, and basically Xbox One did over Xbox 360. About 10 times the power in all those cases. Where are you going to get 10x the power of the Xbox One X? You can't even dream of that right now. That'd be 60 teraflops. The most powerful PC graphics card is the Radeon Vega 64, sitting at like about 13 teraflops. You're not getting 60 teraflops. Now, granted, really, since these are iterative consoles, it's not the same thing. They're not like a new generation that's having games built from the ground up for them. But it still applies somewhat. Like, really, you'd have to look at the generation as like the Xbox One at 1.3 teraflops. So now 10 times it's 13 teraflops. And you can start getting into that range, in a few years, you'll have 13 teraflops possibly being doable in a console. You've already got 6 in the Xbox One X. But still, the point is the Xbox One X, you can't get more powerful than it anytime soon. So if PS5 is coming out in like 2 years, it's going to be like a PS 4.5. It's not going to be enough over Xbox One X because Microsoft went so hard with the Xbox One X. Like a PS5 might be like 8 teraflops. I noticed Sony said that actually. He said how convenient. He said, "Oh yeah, to do true 4K, I think you need 8 teraflops," which is just, of course, he's trying to say that because Xbox One X has 6 teraflops, and he's right. You do need more to do true 4K most of the time, but let's say PS5 comes out at 8 teraflops. Okay, so it's 25% more powerful than Xbox One. It's and that's for PS5. That's supposed to be a huge generation leap. But here's the problem, though. Besides that, for Sony, that they're not going to be able to beat Xbox One X power by a lot anytime soon. And if you don't do it anytime soon, then Xbox One X just keeps getting left on the market as the most powerful console, and it keeps just eating up market share and gaining strength, and snowballing. But here's the thing. They've set up a situation where Xbox is always going to have the last word. But, so if PS5 comes out in 2019, that'd be the absolute earliest, and I pretty much doubt that. I'm thinking more like 2020 at the realistic earliest. Let's say it comes out in 2020, fall 2020, PS5. The problem is, now Microsoft has the next word. All they've got to do is come out with Xbox One X2 a year after PS5. They've always got that leaping stone. What does Sony do then? All these people touting the PS5. Whoops, what about the Xbox One X squared? That's now more powerful than the PS5. Oops. Now you need the PS5 Pro, and it's just a mess, The point is, a couple of things. I'm glad Microsoft's in a position now where they're the ones that are always going to have the one-up, Okay, Sony can come out with PS5. Guess what? Guess who has the next say? Guess who has the next word? And then the other thing being that the way things were, you had the Xbox One and the PS4. You had the PS4 locked in as most powerful. That was a very good situation for Sony. What you have now is you're probably going to have the systems kind of leapfrogging back and forth in power, like they're doing right now. You get PS4 Pro, and then you get Xbox One X. Maybe you get PS5 in 3 years. Then you get the Xbox 2 or Xbox One X squared, however Microsoft wants to go. The point is, every couple of years they may be leapfrogging each other. And what does that mean? It means power starts to become kind of meaningless because that just wait a year or two and something better is coming along. So if it gets to that situation, it becomes not about the machine, but about the ecosystem. It becomes, okay, forget power. I want to be on Xbox or I want to be on PlayStation, period. And that's going to be a big advantage for Microsoft because right now it's where if I want the most powerful system, I got to go PlayStation. In the future, it's going to be like, well, power is going to be temporary. Whichever one's most powerful now is not going to be most powerful in a year. So just pick the one you want. It becomes an even choice again, And that's advantage Xbox over what they have now. Not saying they're going to outsell PlayStation or something, but it's a better situation for them. Because right now what they've got is, if you want the weak console, get an Xbox One. If you want the powerful console, get a PlayStation or a PlayStation 4 Pro. That's just a bad situation for Microsoft to be in. In the future, it'll be like, you'll have Xbox One X to choose from, or Xbox, you can go in the Xbox ecosystem or the PlayStation ecosystem, and you're not going to worry about power as much because, either one's going to have it. And that's going to be positive for Microsoft over the situation that's been going on for the last 4 years, where they had a major deficit in power. It's like they're going from a deficit to a tie. Granted, with the Xbox One X, they'll be ahead, but let's assume that's a temporary situation. But at any rate, so that's my point. It's great to see Xbox One X back on top. Sorry, Review Tech.